Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh shit. You guys missed it. He had my dress on.
This is her video.
This is my channel.
I'm a cameo for today. If y'all know what that is. If not, search it up.
So today's video is gonna be my labor and delivery story. My kid is over there. My baby's over there. I can't zoom in. I wish I could, but we'll show you guys the baby in the end of the video. So
yeah, I'm just a cameo for today. So look, fam, I'll be back.
So I'm gonna start. So basically, everything happened like 4 days. I was having really bad contractions for like a week. I was having really bad contractions for a week, and I kept going into, I'm not gonna say the name of the hospital because yeah. So I kept going to the hospital that I was supposed to give birth at, and I was going in with really bad contractions, and they're like, no, like we can't admit you because you're only I was 2 centimeters when I went the first time. You're like, you're only 2 centimeters, we cannot admit you. You have to be at least 5 centimeters to be admitted. But my contractions were already super strong. Like, they were strong, like really strong. They're like, you are having strong contractions, but we can't admit you. You're not 5 centimeters. So I went in the second time. Or like the third time. I went to the hospital that week. The week of when I gave birth, I went in like 3 times, or like 3 or 4 times, and they would not admit me in that one hospital that I was supposed to give birth at. So I went in the 4th time, and I was like, that was the last time I went in, 3rd or 4th, and they're like, we cannot admit you. You're only 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. We cannot admit you. You're only 3 centimeters. And then my mom got super mad. She was mad. So she's like, you're not coming back to this hospital. They will not admit you. You're having strong contractions.
She barely got him. She's not gonna let him go.
We're not taking you to that hospital anymore because they're not doing anything about it. Sorry if the lighting is bad. We're recording on the phone. So yeah. But she's like, we're not bringing you back to this hospital. They're not doing anything. So that night, I went to a different hospital. I went to a different hospital. That night, I started bleeding, and I had to, show my mom, because like it was, it was scary. I didn't know what was going on, but apparently I lost my mucus plug. And that's when my mom's all like, you're bleeding now, you should go to the hospital. So I went into triage, and this is a different hospital. I didn't go to the hospital where I kept going in. So I went in, and they checked me how far along I was, and I was 3.5 centimeters. And they're like, oh, they put me on the monitors for like about 30 minutes, and she saw I was having bad contractions. And then she's all like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the doctor and make sure, I'm gonna try to see if he will admit you. And so she also saw that I have really bad skin rash. It's called PUPS. PUPS is basically a rash that you have like 37 weeks till it won't go away till you give birth. And she saw that I was scratching, and she's all like, I'm gonna tell, the doctor you have PUPS, really bad rash, it's super itchy, and I'm gonna try to see if you could get admitted. So I'm all like, okay, and we waited for like not even that long. It was like 15 minutes we waited, and she's all like, we're gonna get you into a labor and delivery room. And when I heard that, I was like, finally, because I was past my due date. I think some of you guys know my due date was December 27th, and I gave birth on Eve, December 30th. So they switched me to my room, and I was still able to walk. I was, you know, my contractions weren't that hard. I was switched to labor delivery room. I was able to walk. I was not in that much pain. I did have strong contractions, but I was able to handle them. I could handle them, and it was, you know, I got checked in at 9, and it was, I started walking around the hospital like at 10 or 11, and I was walking. As the doula let me start, I asked the doula if I could, you know, go on the yoga ball, and she said yeah, so I started doing that. And then I got back on the monitor so they could, you know, monitor the baby's heartbeat, movements, contractions. So I went back in, I went to lay down again on the bed, and I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was like, I think it was like, I'm guessing like 3 in the morning, and my contractions were stronger because I woke up, and I was feeling them. They were pretty strong. That's when I think like 5, I started feeling them really strong, really strong. I had no pain medicine yet. I was still dealing with the contractions. At 5, I started feeling contractions, I think. No, at 3. At 3, I woke up because I was feeling contractions. Or was it 5? 3 or 5, around there. So I started feeling contractions when I woke up, and I still had no pain medicine, I think, until like 11. That's when I had pain medicine. I was like, I can't, you know, I need medicine. So they gave me a laughing gas at 11. I gave birth at 12:47. So I got the pain 11 or 11:30. So I got laughing gas at 11:30. All I remember is I was able to breathe in and out with the contractions at that time, but there's times where I would like scream. I would scream because they were, you know, pretty hard, and I couldn't breathe in and out with some because they were so strong. So 11 or 11:30, that's when I got laughing gas. Laughing gas does not help. For me, at least, it did not help at all. I would have rather just gotten something else, but I got the laughing gas because I thought it was gonna be cool or whatever. I got laughing gas, and it didn't really help my pain. It just made me really like out of it. It just made me fall asleep and made me like laugh and cry, and it was just so weird. So I got laughing gas. 10 minutes later, I was on the laughing gas. I woke up because I fell asleep. I woke up, and I was looking around like I didn't know where I was. I was looking around, and I'm like I started laughing. I start laughing, and my mom's there and Gerson's there at the time. They look at me, and they're like what the fuck? What? Are you okay? Are you on something? I'm like, they were just looking at me like I was crazy. So I start crying. No, I start laughing. I'm laughing, and then I'm all like, why am I laughing? Like, why am I laughing? And then I start crying. And then all I hear is the nurse like, oh no, like, don't cry, don't, like, it's laughing gas. And I'm like, why am I laughing? It's obvious, it's laughing gas. I'm obviously gonna laugh. That's why it's called laughing gas. I'm gonna laugh. And then I think I fall asleep after, and that's where like it's like kind of blurry. It just went so fast. Like, it was just, everything just went by so quickly, and I wish I didn't get the laughing gas because I was just out of it the whole time, and I don't remember much. So that's what I didn't like. I'm not getting the laughing gas again if I have, you know, another kid in the future. After that, I just remember waking up in so much pain. I was in like really like so much pain. So the nurse just said like, keep breathing in the mask when you have a contraction or when you feel like you're about to have a contraction. I would do it and it didn't help. I would like breathe in the mask when I was about to get a contraction or when I was on a contraction, and she's just like, I mean, I'm just like, it didn't help at all. It did not help. That's when I started like screaming. I was screaming. Like I wasn't even using the laughing gas anymore. I was just screaming. So that's when my volunteer doula comes in and she's like, okay, we're gonna do this, like something to like help you with contractions so you could calm down. And she's like, okay, so we're gonna do this like position, and it's gonna be, you're gonna be exposed, like your whole body is gonna be, you're gonna be naked basically, no blankets on, no bra on, no underwear on, no clothes on at all, no gown on, nothing. So she's like, pick who you want in here. Like, do you want your sister in here? Because my sister was there, my sister-in-law was there, my aunt was there, my mom was there, my boyfriend was there. So she's like, who do you want in here? I'm like, just my mom and just my boyfriend. So they were in here in the hospital room with me while she was doing all that when I was in that position. And basically this is the hospital bed, and I'm basically hanging on the where you lay on your head. I'm hanging on right there, and I'm like this. So she starts like rubbing my back and moving my hips back and forth, I mean side to side, and it really did feel better. Like I'm like, I was feeling better. The contractions were hurting. I mean, they were hurting really bad, but I was able to control them more while I was like moving side to side, and when she was like pressing on my back, and it was just, you know, I was doing better. And then this is like TMI, so while I was doing that, milk just started coming out and gushing out and gushing out and gushing out. Not like that, but you know, like, you know, like it was coming out. And she's all like, oh, like you have good milk supply, milk is already coming out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah. And they were like trying to get a new sheet on, and I'm just like there naked, exposed, and whoever walked in the room, whoever nurse, whatever doctor came in would see me like that. And at that time I didn't care, but now like I'm just like, okay, that's like crazy. I didn't care. And okay, this is the part where all doctors, nurses take it serious when you say I have to poop, because that's how it feels like. It feels like you have to poop when the baby's head is down and he's like he wants to come out. So I'm all like, I'm there and I'm just like, I have to poop. And then they turn me back and they're like, okay, like call the nurse, like she feels like she has to poop. So she checks me and she sees that I'm still not dilated. At that time I was still like 8 centimeters. I was still 8 centimeters, and that's when the contractions were the worst. I could handle the contractions till like I was around 7 centimeters. I couldn't handle them no more. That's where they were strong. And I was just screaming my lungs out. That's basically what I remember. Like I was screaming. I wasn't even breathing anymore. I was just screaming. And she checked, like, you're still 8 centimeters, like hang in there, like you're almost there. So I'm there, and she switched me back to the position I was, basically laying down on the bed, and I was just there like, like, you know, trying to get through the pain until I had the baby. And that's when everything got more crazy. I actually, they had a problem. They had lots of trouble with the left or my right side of my cervix, the left or right side of like the lip of my cervix. It wasn't thinning out. It was still, you know, thick. It was not thinning out. And for you to have the baby, the cervix has to be full, like, you know, thinned out so the baby could come out. And the left or my right side of the lip was not thinning at all. And they're all like, okay, your cervix is still not thinned out. The lip of the cervix, whatever lip it is, it's not thinned out yet. It needs to be thinned out, and if not, you need an emergency C-section. Because how are we gonna get the baby out if your cervix is not thinned out? And I'm like they would tell me, like, do you want a C-section? Do you want a C-section? They would tell me, like, for two reasons. One, because I was like going into so much stress and I was freaking out so much. The second was for the cervix. And they were just like telling me in my face, like, do you want a C-section? Do you want a C-section? Calm down. Do you want, like, you know, do you want this? And I was trying so hard to calm down, but I just couldn't. I couldn't anymore. I was telling the nurses, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And they were just like yelling in my face, like, you can do it. Like, you can do it. Say you can do it. Da, da, da. Like, actually, like, the volunteer doula was like, say it. Like, say it. And I'm just like, I can't do it. And I'm like, I felt just really bad. So this is where the birthing comes in. I'm gonna go get Gersten because I don't really remember that part. So
I gotta sit down for this one.
Sure. I mean,
it wasn't opening her cervix.
Thinning
out, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember what they said, thinning out or opening. But they put on her side, and then she yelled that she wanted the epidural.
Oh yeah.
And then they asked her mom, who do you want to stay, so they could like hold her down, cause she wasn't staying still.
Oh yeah, at that time I was already like.
So somebody had to stay to hold her down. Who was willing to hold her down without, like, you know, like
moving? Because if you get the epidural while you're moving, you'll get paralyzed. So
they asked if it was gonna be her mom. They asked her mom, who do you want to hold her down? Who do you want to stay so she could get it? Because somebody will have to hold her down. And then her mom said me. They all said me.
And they went out the room.
They had to leave the room because
there can't be a lot of people while I'm getting the epidural.
Yeah, because it requires a lot of people supposedly. Or I may be wrong, but I don't know why they kicked her out. I'm guessing they kicked her out. They kicked them out because, yeah. Well, they didn't kick her out, but they had to leave. And then I was there ready to hold her down until then. They checked her one last time.
I said I had poop.
And then they checked her, and then they said she's pushing. When she said that, they said, "Oh, she's gonna."
I'm dilated.
Yeah.
Like, I'm full dilated.
And then they got everybody in, and then the nurses went out to go get the doctor, and then they told her mom, because they were waiting outside of the door, so they opened it, she's pushing, and then they all ran. They all came running.
They all ran in.
And then they were getting everything ready. The doctor came in, all that, and
so casual. He was like.
It's because he was already like.
Yeah. He was elder.
Positioned us. They put my cuñas, and
to hold my leg.
To hold her leg, to hold her left leg, and then the nurse, the one that she told you that was helping her.
Volunteer.
That she was holding her right leg, and.
She switched you.
No, okay, hold up. So she was holding her right leg, and then next to her on her left was with my sister. My sister next to her, like,
she was on my right,
holding her hand and all that.
She was on my right.
Yeah, and then her aunt behind. And then my suegra was like basically next to the doctor, but kind of like backed up, because
she didn't really want to see anything because she like was crying.
And then I was literally like kind of like in front, where the vagina and everything. Yeah. and like couple minutes later, like almost when she's almost done pushing, like almost when Matias was born, the volunteer like switched me, like she switched me like to hold her leg, because when she pushed, I guess you have to like pull her leg back.
My leg back. Yeah.
So like it could like open, I guess. That's what I'm guessing. And I saw everything. I literally saw everything. I saw like his head coming out. I saw from the start. I saw her vagina opening up. I saw his hair, and I just saw everything go. I just saw everything happening. I didn't faint. I didn't feel dizzy.
Oh yeah, because I think in our videos we would say that we think that he's gonna faint, but he didn't.
But I didn't.
Fortunately.
Yeah, somebody else was going to faint, and I'm
My
not.
sister.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say, but
My
she was gonna faint, but
the nurses were with her. 2 of them were with her.
Yeah, but I was holding her leg, and then
Okay,
Matias came out, and we like started going into tears.
Before all that.
Oh, and also the stupidest part was the doctor.
The doctor basically cut me, but while he was cutting me, he cut the baby's head. It's not like it wasn't he didn't like cut the baby's head towards like he had to get stitches. No, he didn't cut it like that, but he did scratch the baby's head like 3 times behind, like right here in the back of his head, and we didn't notice till later on. So while that was going on, he basically cut the baby's head, and we don't even know why he had to cut me. We never got an explanation towards why they cut me. I guess to make more room for the baby to come out, but I was opening perfectly fine. My vagina was basically doing what it was supposed to do, and he just cut it. He just cut me. So yeah, and it was really like emotional because I was saying I can't do it, all the that whole time that I was basically pushing. I was like, I can't do it, and when I was like starting to push, I'm like, I can't do it, I can't get him out, I can't, because I'm small. If you guys have seen me in person, I'm a small person. I'm just like, I can't push him out. Nurses were like, you can do it. And there was one nurse, she was super nice. She's like, you're strong, you can do it. She was looking at me, and that's what kind of made me, feel and think to myself, I can do it. She was like, you're strong, you could do it, look at your sister, she believes in you, you could do it. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, and then I just start pushing, and that's basically, he came out, and I felt when his head came out first, I had to push 2 more times, and his whole body just came out. And I remember I'm like, give me my baby, and they put him on my chest, and I'm like, oh, my baby, oh, no. And it was just, everyone started tearing up, and I remember the volunteer doula was like, good job, I have to go now, because she wasn't supposed to be there at that time. She was not supposed to be there. She was supposed to go home, but she's like, no, I'm not leaving her until she has her baby. I'm not gonna leave her. And I thank so much that nurse, because she helped me a lot. I had my baby, and it was so, it was emotional. And yeah, so now he's 3 weeks old. He's gonna be 4 weeks on Monday, or on the 31st of January, basically. He's gonna be a month, and yeah, let me go get him. So here's my baby. This is our baby. He was 8 pounds, 21 inches. I had no epidural. I was gonna get it, but I dilated real quick, so
She should be proud.
I didn't get the epidural. It was so hard. Like it felt like you were literally like ripping. Even though I was, but it felt so bad. Like.
Oh, and by the way, this is his girlfriend. We called her name is girlfriend.
¿Ustedes son pareja?
Yes. He's fiel. I don't know about her.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Probably gonna make another video soon. Hopefully we'll be able to post soon. Say bye.
No!
Oh!
Why?
Oh!
It scares the no! Lizzie, I'm gonna fall.
Shut up. Say bye.